beautiful twin flames, and welcome back to Tarot for You 444. It's been a little minute, but wow, oh wow, we've had some energies kind of going a little bit batshit crazy. For those of you who are celebrating the month of Ramadan, I hope you have a blessed month. And of course, for the rest of you who don't celebrate that, I also hope you have a blessed month. But in the calendar there, it's a really holy time. Okay, so for those of you who need a reminder to connect to your creator, this is the month to do that. And we're already getting love messages coming out from the divine masculine, and I'm going to just let them sit there for a moment. That just means that the deck's ready to go. I'm going to do a little bit of a deep dive into the masculine today, because I know many of you have been contacting me and asking me what on earth is going on. You haven't heard too much from your masculine. If you have, you're being confused by what's happened. So there's this confusing energy. My throat chakra feels like it wants to cough. And I know many of the feminines are kind of connecting inwardly to themselves more and more, which is really helping on the journey. And some of you are saying to me, I'm connecting inwardly with myself, but my masculine isn't showing up. Where is he? What's he doing? Why is he behaving this way if I'm going within? And I want to tell you that when we're disconnecting to the masculine as divine feminines, you have to understand that there is matter in this world. So the 3D reality that we live in is dense. Okay, so if you were in your light body, there's not much density there, but in this world, that we live in, we have density, we have matter. And so sometimes matter takes a little while to conform, okay? Which is why I've heard, not too many, but some other coaches will say, it might take years until your masculine comes back, or, you might be doing this thing now, but it's gonna take some time. I'm not sure that they really connect the dots in terms of matter, but that's what I say. And I've been saying it for years now, that because we live in a dense matter-filled world, I'll say that 3 times fast, it's going to take some time for your manifestation, for all the work you've been doing, for the inner work that you've been doing to come to fruition. And my gang member here today, look who it is. It's Woody from Toy Story. Isn't he cool? He's tiny. He's a tiny Woody. Like if I put him here, look how tiny he is. So he's going to be joining me today. And hopefully we'll get some insights on why the divine masculine is kind of acting a little bit small right now. So, little Woody is here for a reason, because I don't know if he'll sit there. I don't know. He might fall down my shirt. Yeah, he will. Woo. that might be interesting. Hang on. Oh, your legs don't open, so you can't even sit there like a cowboy. Okay. Will that work? Ooh. That's an interesting look. Okay. So if you fall, Woody, it's not my fault. I've got to try and keep him there. Somehow I've got to balance you on my chest. Okay, so hopefully everyone isn't crying and isn't having a really horrible time. The divine masculine is nearly ready to speak. I'm just getting the cards organized, and I'm being told and guided when to stop, and here we are. Whew. If you haven't got a cuppa yet, go and get one. Mine's got elephants on it. How cool is that? I love elephants. And for those of you who do love elephants, we have got some elephant information. Lifespan is 80 to 70 years. Wow. And they weigh up to 12,000 pounds. Wow. I think they're actually talking about me. There should be a photograph of me on the cup. Actually, I don't know pounds, so maybe that might be a little bit heavier than I am. Woody, look at this. See Woody? Okay, we might have to just bring him. I don't know. Will you sit there? We'll just put in there the whole reading. What's on your back? It's like a cow thing, you know, where you attach the cow. Wow, that's funny. Okay. Look at that. He's not going to stay there, is he? Just imagine that. Well, howdy, I'm Woody. Okay, you can just come down here with me, all right? Just imagine that you can see him. The rest of the gang are behind me. And Little Red Riding Hood's got some feathers there because she's doing some shamanic practices, which is quite interesting. But without further ado, let's get into the masculine. I'll try and be serious if I can. Wow. Throat chakra already misbehaving, which means he's ready to speak. So let's get the little story about what has been going on, because many of you haven't heard much at all from your masculines, and if you have, it's been confusing. Like we say, we've got this confusion energy. It's like, well, hang on a minute, you said we were going to catch up on the, you know, I don't know, the 15th, and we didn't, or you promised to this, or you, I don't know, it's this kind of promising energy, and then they maybe never showed up. So I feel like the divine feminine's been going within, trying to, you know, maintain her own sanity, is the way I'm going to put it. Then we have the holy month of Ramadan. Okay. That's coming up as an important message for many of you, that your divine masculine may be doing something to connect with Creator. It doesn't have to be any particular denomination or religion. He might just be spiritual. He might be making dandelions and putting them on his head. You know, we just don't know what these divine masculines get up to, which is exactly why we're delving in today. Alrighty, so I'm getting this song. I don't want another pretty face. I don't want just anyone to hold. I don't want my love to go to waste. I want you and your beautiful soul. Something about him looking at you physically, though. Maybe he's looking at your social media. Maybe he's thinking about the way you look. There is this connection to your actual physical beauty, okay? So some might say that's a little bit shallow, but look, there you are, divine feminine, being a little bit sexy. So have you posted a sexy picture in the past? Have you been have you been on vacation somewhere and sent pictures of you being on vacation somewhere? It's this energy of, I want to see you looking like that again. So it's this kind of sexy energy, because bottom of the deck here for the other deck, for the Game of Thrones deck, is this Ace of Wands or Ace of Spears, and this is a really passionate energy. I'm really passionate about you, and if you're not seeing any movement, you should start seeing some movement. Let's check out the bottom of the deck on this other deck here. They've been studying something, or studying you, because, you know, this card came up very closely with the "you're so beautiful, I wish you'd take your shirt off for me" card. And I feel like the separation, if you are in separation with your masculine, or semi-separation as I like to call it, it's a good thing, because he's thinking about, you know, what you brought to the table in the past. And if you're, you know, posting something that's online that, you know, you're just with the family, or you're just, I don't know, you're just a porn star, or I don't know what you do in your spare time, but he's looking at that and going, wow, I really miss her. So before we get into the story, the cards that fell out from the Love Messages deck are these. I wish I was kissing you instead of missing you, you are the reason why I'm smiling again. And for those of you in separation, just because I let you go doesn't mean I wanted to. So there's some other factors playing in as to why he might not have messaged you. Let's just check out the bottom of the deck of the love messages deck, because that's always important. Wow, this is a huge theme coming up for the feminine as well as the masculine. I'm afraid of rejection. So as much as you don't want to be rejected, divine feminine, the masculine doesn't want to get rejected either. So if he hasn't spoken to you for a while and he comes back in, even if you're really, 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 really mad, even if you really, really want to stare him down and say, excuse me, where have you been? Have you been to London to visit the Queen? Like, you know what I mean? Try not to question him. Try not to give him the third degree, because some of them have already got karmics that do that all the time, you know, the nagging thing. That's not to say not to have boundaries, but this is an FYI that your divine masculine probably doesn't like being nagged, because in some way, shape or form he gets nagged when he is in his real life. Okay, you are also in his real life but you know what I mean. You get the picture. Okay, I'm still getting that song. I don't want another pretty face. I don't want just anyone to hold. I don't want my love to go to waste. I want you and your beautiful soul. Check out the Somo version of that song instead of Jesse McCartney. Check out the Somo one. SOMO. Amazing singer. Now, the King of Coins or the King of Pentacles is showing up here with the polar bear. I might not have money much, and this could have been why I was staying away. I hope that glare isn't going to be glary the whole time. That's better, right? I'm treading through a little bit of cold water right now in terms of money. I'm trying to figure some stuff out because I've had this transformation inside of me, and I've realized that you are the one. You are the one that makes me happy when everything else turns to gray. Yours is the voice that wakes me mornings and sends me out into the day. You are the crowd that sits quiet listening to me and all the mad sense I make. Wow. You are one of the few things worth remembering. So he knows he's been slow in the past. Hang on, let me finish the song. And since it's all true, how could anyone mean more to me than you? Some karmic BS in the recent past. I had some family that needed me. I had an illness. I had some depression. I had something on my plate that was big. And the divine feminine felt this. Look at the sword. It's almost going into the inner child of the feminine here. Right? You felt that truth, but because you'd done some work on yourself, divine feminine, you kind of let it go. Right? Remember this love message card here. Just because I let you go doesn't mean I wanted to. There was something more on their plate, heavier on their plate that they needed to deal with. Wow, but the roses here are really magical on these cards. Look at that. There is love here. He feels like he's come across as a jerk in the past. But mark my words, if your divine masculine was being a little bit of a jerk off in the recent past, He is seeing what he's done and he wants to make amends. This is the magic tree. This is the enchanted tree. I think that you might get a little like on Facebook, or a little something that makes you feel like, okay, well, he's still there. You know, maybe he's not fully there, but he's still a little bit there. This card is also representative of the human body and how we're connected to the earth. And in many ways, he was disconnected in the recent past, because this shows up in the reverse, this card. I wasn't grounded. I wasn't connected. You know, I was doing and saying and acting a certain way because I just wasn't feeling myself. That's what he wants to say. I wasn't feeling 100% myself. And so this, for the divine feminine, came across as a deceit. He's not spending time with me, so he must be doing something deceitful. Maybe he's taking Betty out on a date instead of me, or maybe he's just lying to me in general. You know, there's this skullduggery emotion or feeling coming from the feminine, and it's, you know, it's within these cards. And it's very interesting that we have the Magician next to the Nine of Swords. Wow. See how my throat chakra just went completely gone then? He doesn't know how to explain this to you. You know, how do I apologize for my absence? Or how do I apologize for the way I treated you? Remember, we have this card here. I'm afraid of rejection. So what I want to do now is I want to shuffle these love message cards again and see if any of the same messages come up, or different messages. Because he really, it's this energy of, I don't want to lose you. And I don't want to lose you now. We're gonna get through somehow. And if you want me, I'll be around forever and ever. Maybe I'll finally found the courage to stand my ground. But if you want me, I'll be around forever and ever. Yeah. This is something that many of the masculines have been going through, this depression, this dark night of the soul. I don't know how we want to put it, but all I want to do right now is cry and scream and let it all out, because the pain is killing me inside. There's something going on in many of the masculines, and I would say 70% of you listening today know what I'm talking about. There's something coming up from their past, or there's something physically happening to them, and they don't know what to do about it, because they feel like they're going through it alone. But they also say this. Wow, I can't believe how much my throat chakra. Wow, it's crazy how much they want to communicate these things but feel shy to do so. Wow. I won't give up on you, so don't give up on me, please. Yeah, they need you right now. 'Cause baby, I love you so. I need you now. Wow, I want you back. Sorry about my coughing. I can't go on. I'm literally channeling the collective. I'm struggling to find the right words to say to you. Yeah, what do you say when you've gone missing? What do you say when you haven't been yourself? What do you say to someone when you've not been there? And then we get the apology. I'm sorry that this is how things turned out. So For those of you who aren't having a difficulty with your masculine, this may not resonate with you. This reading may not resonate with you. You're probably coming more into union if this isn't the case. But for those of you who are going, yeah, this is me, this is me, this is me, just know that your divine masculine is fighting really hard to keep you in their life. There might be more to their situation than meets the eye. So try not to judge them. We're going to get one more round of cards. And it's the end of daylight savings here in Australia, which means my body clock is all weird. Like it's supposed to be 8:30 in the morning, but it's 7:30 in the morning because the clock went back, and it's just really weird. My whole body's going, what are you doing to me? I feel like I've traveled across the globe somewhere and I don't know what's happened. But anyway, interesting. Woody is still doing his little smirk. Look, he's like, don't lose faith in your masculine, because your masculine's thinking of you, darling. Mini Woody. Who would have thought that somebody somewhere around the world would make a mini Woody? Okay, that deck's ready. Something about the number 6 here might be important. It might be someone's birthday. There might be 6 days until something happens in a good way. It's a good, nice feeling. Or the 6th of the month is going to be a really good day for a lot of people. Okay. My throat chakra. Somebody bring me some water. Can't you see I'm burning alive? Baby got my heart and my baby got my soul. Tonight, sweet devil's got my soul. Do you remember that? That's an oldie. Melissa Etheridge. Somebody bring me some water. Yeah, this is the truth. The 2 of Cups, it never ever, very rarely, really 0.111% of time shows up in this deck on the Game of Thrones. 2 of Cups. I'm ready to come to you. I'm ready to enjoy this love as an equal partner. Wow, that's humongous. Huge news. And I was also singing about water, and those cups are of course full of water, aren't they? Because back in the Game of Thrones days, they didn't have soft drink. So for those of you saying it could be wine, no, because look, the Ace of Cups is here as well. It might be in reverse, but see? Somebody bring me some water. Water also representative of emotion. The divine feminine screaming out, I want the emotion in you. I don't want this dark and dingy place. I've already been through the dark night of the soul. I don't want to be there anymore. There's still some things that he needs to clear. Right? It's like sometimes he'll do this spring clean, but he won't get into the corners and really clean, you know. He'll just dust a little bit and go, well, that'll do for himself. And I find it really interesting that he's trying to show up here as the Emperor, but he's lacking the wisdom on what to do next. I don't really know how to push forward because I don't know what the reaction of my feminine's going to be if I do. I'm looking, you know, I don't want it to be a maybe. If I come forward with an idea or with a question or with a conversation here, I don't necessarily know that she, you know, it might be a maybe. She might just have had enough of me. And he's worrying about this. You know, I wasn't, he wants to say decent. I wasn't fully decent with her in the past. And he's taking responsibility for that. He's saying, you know, I didn't give her what she needed. I didn't come correct. But I still love her. We have the Ace of Cups here in reverse. I've loved her for a long time. I still love her. I probably need to text something. It's going to be loving, whatever it is. Whatever it is that he does in the future now, it's going to be loving. We have the Ace of Cups in reverse. I've loved you for a really long time, with the Two of Cups on the bottom of the deck. You know, something was going on here. Something was going on in my life. And I might have cut you off. I might have been short. I might have been sharp. I might have been rude in the past. Might have been arrogant even. I might have come across as deceitful, as though I didn't care, but I do care. And now look at what's going on. I hope that the divine feminine doesn't cut me off, because I've been thinking about you, now. Right? He's been thinking about it, and he's holding a rose. I told you about the rose before on the love messages, right? This is the ace in the hole. This is also representative of the Ace of Cups, which we have here in reverse, and then we have here in the upright. I've loved you for a long time. I still love you. I hope you still love me. I hope you don't push me away. I don't know what happened to Divine Feminine, but she looks catatonic here. she's like, oh, Divine Masculine. Straight. I know many of you want to literally slap, not virtually slap, but literally slap your masculines at the moment, and I think it's pretty funny. Because of course you'd be slapping yourself, wouldn't you? You'd be literally slapping yourself. But there's been this frustration on the feminine's part, and then she kind of just went, meh, I'm bored with you. Whatever. I'm just doing me. I'm just doing me, boo. You know? That's what the energy is. Alrighty, so what does he want to say to you? If he can't come through and literally say it right in this very moment of time, what does he want to say? There goes my throat chakra. Okay. Remember, if you want counseling with me, or you want to do any of my courses to help you get into quicker union with your twin flame, let me know. Wow, okay. My details are in the description box below. Interesting here. Right? He wants to show up, or he should have shown up as the King of Wands, but he didn't. You know, this is the guy that is Mr. Sexy, Mr. Love, Mr. Suave, Mr. I'm only sending you the poems. I'm only sending you the love songs. I'm only sending you my heart. And for many of you, you're kind of going, well, where are they? Where were they? Why didn't they? And you decided, many of you decided to move on with someone else, or were entertaining that idea. And then many of you decided that you would go to your creator, to your God, or to source energy. Some of you did both. Some of you went to the creator and said, well, I can't wait around forever. And your divine masculine feels this energetically. If you moved on with someone, or even if you were thinking about entertaining that idea, they feel it. And if we look at this guy on the horse here, look how pissed off he looks. He's like, I'm a little bit pissed that she would do that. And then we have him as the emperor. So it's this secret pissed off energy, teeny tiny bit. He might not tell you that though. He's going to keep that to himself. So if you are entertaining someone else, divine feminine, come clean with that and let him know. You know, if that's what you've decided to do, if you've decided to leave the the twin flame union idea and go with someone else, let him know, because he just wants to know either way. All right, if you've moved on with someone, a soulmate, this is the soulmate card. If you're happy with the soulmate, then so be it. Wow. Wow, let me just get a few of these other cards and see what else he wants to say before we go. I'm so proud of you, divine feminine. You've been working on the inner child part of you. You've been nurturing yourself. Some of you have been a little bit pissed off as well, which is okay, because you need to get pissed off to make a change. Sometimes you need to get pissed off. Yeah. Wow. Divine masculine knows times are ticking. You know, nobody's getting any younger. He knows that times are ticking. For some of them, they're still not awakened enough to come forward and do the right thing. But they, I want to say, keep running up that hill. You know that Kate Bush song? Da 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 da. They're trying to have more emotion in the way. They're trying to not be as cold. Some of your masculines are very detached and flighty even. You know, flying around as if they're, I don't know, attached to some kite, and you wonder where they go. But he's slowing it down. Like, this is a slow moving sail ship in the sky. Believe it or not. We can do anything on this channel. But he's trying to be more emotional. He's trying to put himself in your shoes. He's trying to understand the way he could have made you feel. He's got some compassion for you. It was a bit of a circus before. Because a lot of the time, the divine masculine, you know, when the divine feminine freaks out and says all these things or does all these things, he's like, well, why is she making everything such a circus? Why is she telling me off? Or why is she disconnecting with me? Or why is she acting so weird? You know, it feels like this weird circus. And as he awakens more and more, he realizes that her behavior in the past was gentle in the beginning. It was nurturing. It was loving. It was holy until he tainted her. You know, the divine feminine only acts up because the divine masculine is acting in all these strange ways. You know, he's flighty, he's cold, he's not, what do I want to say? He ignores her, and then he comes back and he acts like nothing's happened, and she's like going, dude, like, don't you have boundaries? Like, if I did that to you, you'd probably ghost me, or you probably wouldn't ever speak to me again. And he's starting to understand, because other people in his life are doing the same thing to him, that warmth and kindness is the way to go. And for many of them, they're still working this out. But for a lot of them at the moment, it's really good, because they go, wow, if she did that to me, I'd probably lose my shit too. I mean, I might not be as open and honest like she is about it, but yeah, that'd really piss me off. So there is some congruence to him. There is some understanding here where he goes, gee, I didn't really act the right way. He's sitting down, he's contemplating this. You know, this card in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot is the most passionate card in the deck. This is the guy that, you know, this is the king of wands, and he normally swoons in and knows exactly what he's doing and exactly, you know, how to be passionate. But in this deck, he's contemplating. And he's holding a sword. It looks more like a sword than a, well, it's a spear, but it's not a wand. It's not magical. It's something that you use to hurt someone with. And he did hurt the feminine, and it might have been a really long time, and he's thinking about how he hurt her. And he does want to make amends. He might not show up exactly immediately in the 3D reality like that, but he does want to make amends. He's holding on to this idea of, wow, if I wanted to have a relationship with her, even a friendship, I have to come out of this coldness and bring the warmth. You notice how they're standing in the snow, but they're wearing these really warm clothes? I can't be cold anymore. I have to bring some warmth. He's saying, I also need the warmth. You know? You think about all of those men in the world, I'm not trying to be gender oriented here, but I'm just saying, think of all the men in the world that are happily married or happily in a partnership with their love. And the reason that they're so happy is because they understand that even though the feminine is nurturing, they also need to give that back. This is two people giving it to each other. And if your masculine isn't in a stage where he can do that, then it's totally okay for you to move on with a soulmate who is doing that. And if you need guidance and help regarding that, just remember my details are down below. But, you know, the excuses are, I've been busy working. I've been busy with my craft, or with my prayer, or with my project, or with my karmic, or with my hobbies. But he's realizing now that he needs to come correct. And it might only be something little. It might start with a like on social media. But he needs to come correct fully and be completely on board with knowing that you need him to show up in a certain way. You know, the divine feminine must have boundaries, otherwise it's a shit show. Right? Literally a shit show. So what I want to say to you, divine feminine, is I'm so proud of you for doing this, for going within, for trying so hard for so long. But I also know that you've lost your shit many times in the process. But like I said, if you've lost your shit, it's because your divine masculine was showing up in some weird, unbelievable way, and you just went, WTF is going on here? So you can imagine this chick being so lovely and so sensual and just waiting beautifully for her divine masculine, and then she puts on the gothic makeup and dances around her room and says, you know what? I'm crazy. I'm crazy. I'm gonna lose my shit at you, divine masculine, right? You can see how pure she is in her soul. But in the 3D, there's been times where she might not have even said anything to her masculine, but where she did lose her shit and went, you know what? F you, because I need something better. You need that guy who says, I don't want another pretty face. I don't want just anyone to hold. I don't want my love to go to waste. I want you and you're beautiful. So, yeah? Someone who sees all of you for who you are. So don't feel guilty if that's what's happening with you, Divine Feminine. If you need some advice, you can come to me and talk to me. I now do one-on-one counseling, and I can do 1.5 hours. I always get confused with that. 1.5 hours. That's 1.5, right? Or 2 hours sessions with you, and you can talk to me on the phone. You can tell me, and I can tell you, and then you can tell me. We can go like that. But we have to have boundaries with the masculine. They can be loving and nurturing boundaries, but there comes a point where you just go, you know what? I have to love me more than this outside thing that keeps happening to me. Okay? Because you know you're creating the outside thing. And that's where I'll dive in deep with you and work it out. Okay? So, let's sing Joyful, Joyful. Everyone get ready for Joyful, Joyful with Minnie Woody. Ready? Joyful, joyful, Lord, we adore you. God of glory, God of light. Hearts unfold like flowers before you. By the way, what have you done for him lately? Woo! Ooh, hoo, 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 yeah. Everybody line dancing. What have you done for him lately? Woo! Ooh, hoo, 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 yeah. Yee-haw. Alrighty, I think that's enough of that for the day. Wow, I could have actually gone crazy while I was away from you all, but that's fine. Keep coming back for more, of course. And if you want to put a comment, a like, I would really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell for notifications. Ready? Ooh, that's the bell. And I will see you all real soon in another one. Have a beautiful day, night, afternoon, evening, or morning. Wherever you are in the world, me and Woody have got things to do and places to be. So we'll see you real soon. Bye, everyone. Bye.